I'm excited right now because I have an opportunity right now to introduce you to our wonderful Anthony Blue. I have his book here, and Anthony has actually written 9 books, and this one is his Pocket Guide to Wine 2006. The man, when he told me this, I said, what a job. He actually has sampled 6,000 bottles of wine.
This year.
Just this year.
This year.
And needless to say, the man knows his wines. And I urge you to try this next product that we're going to talk about. This is the wine clip. It's a magnetic attachment for your bottle. It's only $29.90. It's item number 469667. Now, we were talking earlier, and I said, I've seen similar products, but usually you had to wait like 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, this is instantaneous.
You just clip it on.
Okay, the wonderful thing about this, I'm kind of skeptical about gadgets like this, but,
right.
You know, somebody sent me this, and I used it, and I was absolutely blown away
now, this
at
is
the big
after a man,
difference.
6,000 bottles of wine.
6,000 bottles of wine later, I can tell you.
You could tell a difference.
Well, you know, first of all, here's what you do with it. You take it, it's got a magnet in it.
Right.
It's got several magnets in it.
Okay.
This is a real space-age magnetic field that you put right on the bottle like this, so that when you're pouring, now this is a young red wine that's going to be kind of rough and tannic. You know, tannin is that stuff that's kind of makes you pucker. Right. And so you take this, you pour it through the wine clip like that. And as it's going through, the magnetic field is changing the tannins so that they're soft. Now, here's a comparison.
Now, does it matter whether it's a red wine or a white wine, or does it work on any?
It works on everything, but I think it's more effective on reds.
Okay.
So
this is one without.
That's one without. You can get that kind of roughness about it. And this, notice how this is opened up. It's got an even more of an aroma.
I know, but you're
amazing,
right. It's not anywhere near as harsh smelling at all. Now, and I'm telling you, here's the this is what's so amazing to me. I don't know anything about wines. I was saying this to Andy earlier. I said, I know nothing about them, but I can sure taste a difference. And I had an opportunity to do this. We're not supposed to be drinking here while we're on the air, but what I do want you to know is that I have tasted, and for somebody that has not a palate that is discerning as far as wines are concerned, I can tell you right now, for someone that's not much of a red wine drinker, I'm more of a white wine drinker, this really made it palpable to me. I could really taste the difference.
Let me tell you what the bottom line is here. I taste a lot of wines when they're very young because I have to write about them. So when wines are young, they're very...
I can still tell you which one it is.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. If I can
I taste a lot of rough, young red wines. And, you know, people talk about wine needs to be aged. Well, yeah, it does. And then what happens when it ages is that tannin goes away and it gets more complex and so on. But if you don't have time for that, since 90% of the wine or close to that, that's purchased in this country is consumed within 24 hours. Right. You know, it's like go down to the wine shop and get a bottle of wine, the boss is coming for dinner, you know, that kind of thing. So you open it up and, whoa, it's really harsh. And difficult because wineries sell their wines as fast as they can bottle them.
Well, look at what a neat gift this would be if you were giving it to somebody. Gift. I thought, what a neat idea, because it comes in its own little box. It gives you this little information. It looks like a little book. It's called the Wine Clip. It's right here inside, tells you information on it. And this is what I say to all of you out there, because if you're sitting there going, oh, give me a break, you cannot tell me clipping something and just pouring it through.
It works. I didn't think it worked, but it works.
Right. Well,
I can't believe how well it works.
This is what I say to everyone, Andy. We have here at HSN till January 31st. You have our unconditional money-back guarantee.
Yes.
You get a bottle of wine and do just what we did. First, don't clip it on. Pour a glass, you know, a little bit. Put it on. Pour a second one. Taste it.
You won't believe the difference.
See if you can't see a dramatic difference.
Dramatic.
If you can't, you send it back. We give you a full money-back refund. But I'm going to tell you right now, it will blow your socks off. You will go, oh, my gosh. It's like I had this wonderful wine that I got for $8.
Right. I mean, you can end up spending a lot less on wine because you can get younger wines and cheaper wines and make them the best they possibly can be.
Right.
And it's cool looking. I mean, you know, it's kind of a good thing to have around.
Well, you know, and it's not like some of the other things I've seen. It's like you said. I mean, some of these I've read and heard about and stuff. You really had to wait. You know, you'd have to put them. You had to wait. You know, even like an hour before. I am not someone that plans that far in advance.
And you can play around with this too, because see, it's got an arrow on it.
Oh yeah,
see
what's that for?
That means that you can put it on this way and try it that way, or you can put it on this way and see if it's different.
Stop it, really?
I'm not kidding you, and it will be different because you're reversing the field.
Oh, so you mean it can give? I didn't know that. So it can give you different things. I mean, it can give you different.
It can change. You know, maybe this way is not going to work as well as this way.
So
you know,
try it and see what works best with that wine.
It's really fun to play around with.
That's a neat idea to get it just right.
And I tell you, I use it almost every day.
Right, why not?
Because I taste wine every day.
Well, let me ask you this. Let's say you had a fabulous bottle of wine that had time to age. I mean, that would do nothing but help it even more, wouldn't it?
It does. You know what's particularly good on port, I found?
Oh, really?
You know, young ports and particularly Cabernets and young red wines that are kind of really difficult because they're too tannic. This just absolutely changes them.
That is a great idea.
It's really amazing.
To take your wines. I can't stress this enough. All my girlfriends, like I was telling Andy before, I said I'm a major white wine drinker, not very sophisticated.
It is effective on white wines.
But you know what, though? My friends love the Merlots. They love all these, and I just have never really developed a taste for them because they are, to me, a little harsher, not as sweet. But this honestly mellows them out where I love the taste of it.
It does. It's almost the same as if you had it. You know, you've heard about wines breathing?
Right.
This breathes for you.
Breathing it.
Yeah, it breathes it. And it also is as if you had it in a cellar for 5 years.
Well, try it. You have our unconditional money-back guarantee. What if you know anybody that loves wine? I mean, here's a man that samples 6,000 different wines a year.
Yes.
I mean, when the man tells me that, I say, you've got to be kidding me. 6,000. And for him to say, it makes a difference. It makes
a big difference.
Now, I don't know anybody in my life, and I'm sure you don't know hardly anyone in your life. You might think they get close to that, but I bet you don't have anyone that has that kind of a palate that Andy has. And what he's used to sampling and tasting and what's available out there. And if he, with his discerning palate, knowing the difference between wines, can make that kind of a call, it's worth it for you to try it. I mean, for $29.90, try it. See what you think. I mean, it can do nothing but make your wines taste better. If you don't think so, send it back. I mean, that to me is the bottom line. And today, especially, you know, wines have become, I mean, like the movies that are coming out, like that one movie that came out that was so all about wine country out in California.
Sideways.
Well, yeah, Sideways. Yes. All the movies, all the things, all of the kids, all of the young married couples with small children in our neighborhood, that's the hot thing now is the wine.
Wine is hot now. It's so hot that this year, for the first time, wine passed beer in sales.
In sales, really?
Yes.
Well, you know, and that's the way I look at it. I know my girlfriend, she got so into wines. She, for her vacation, started traveling around the country and to France and places just to visit vineyards and to do some of the samplings and go in there.
That's a lot of fun.
They do love to, you know, a lot of people do that. This would be a great gift. Oh, that would be, wouldn't it? Honestly, why not? People go, what are you doing?
Here, I'm just putting this on here.
Yeah. I like that idea. But try it and see if it doesn't make your wines taste better. But really and truly, it will work beautifully. You'll even notice it in the aroma, I think,
no question,
when you try it. But it's item number 469667, and I just want to thank you very much for being with us.
Well, thank you, Chris.
And are you going to be on later today?
I am indeed.
Okay, good. He'll be back a little later today. Be sure and pick up his book because it's really a neat item as well.